Hello. Welcome to Bottles to Consider. We're going to do something a little different today.
So, as you probably can tell, this is not going to be a review of water bottles. This is a different sort of thing because I've been on a little bit of a journey lately with air purifiers. So these are 3 air purifiers. And I just want to start by saying I don't think I had super strong feelings about purifying air in my house, but man, it really just makes everything like smell nicer. I and my partner have found that we feel less frequently kind of like allergy type feelings. We both get sort of seasonal allergies, also just random allergies. And I feel like we're both kind of like, oh, wow, is more of that than we thought coming from just like stuff in the air, dust or whatever. Which brings up a whole other thing, frankly, of like, okay, do you want to like calibrate your life so perfectly that, it's like, oh, what if I get too used to the pure air and the pure water? I should just not even do it so I don't then become dependent on it. And I think that's like a totally valid thing to think about or concern to have. I think I fall on the side that's like the best version would just be to like have nice quality air and your apartment smell good or just like nothing in a nice way. And also don't get so precious about it. And that's like work that's going to be happening up here, not, in the air. So there's a little bit of an interlude. Let's just get into the purifiers. This is the Levoit. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. It seems almost French, maybe? It is the Core 300 True HEPA air purifier. I'll have links to all these down below. Levoit Core 300. So that's this one. This right here is the Coway Airmega True HEPA purifier. This is the Blue Air 411 Plus Auto. I knew there was another word in there. These 3 all HEPA grade filters. So in terms of the quality of the air purifying, I frankly can't speak to that much. All 3 seem to do that great. They eliminate odors. They, when they're on, you feel them pulling in air and pushing out air. I don't have like a lab. I trust it. One of the key differences between these 3 are the size of room they work for. These 2, as you can maybe imagine, are slightly smaller. This one is slightly bigger. This one is meant to purify air in rooms up to 361, I believe. Yeah, 361 square feet. So 10 by 36 or any other 2 numbers that get you that. This covers up to 219 square feet. Again, do the math. This says covers up to 190 square feet. Now, I'll tell you, this one we bought for the small room that's also like my office that has kitty litter space in the closet. We wanted one just for that. This is for kind of the main apartment. It's technically a little bit bigger than the square footage it recommends. I think at first I was concerned that I was somehow going to like break the machine or it was not going to work or something. I did not find that to be the case. These 2 combined, I think, do our apartment just great. Okay, let's jump into a few details on this one first. Okay, so this one, a few nice things. It's super sturdy feeling. And when it sits on the ground, as you saw, it just kind of almost has like the vibe of like an Apple product. Yeah, it's totally nice looking. It's a little industrial. This one's a little softer, which we'll get back to. The filter comes out here. I'm not going to open it all, but it's super easy. All of these are really easy to change filters and stuff. All the controls are on the top. And let's see if I can do this. They're all touch sensitive. So now you can feel air getting sucked in here and getting shot out here. And there are 3 speeds. You hit the fan button. Bring it back to 1. Another nice feature, there's a timer. So you can set it for 4 hours and then shut off, whatever, 2, 4, 6, 8. And there's a sleep mode, which makes it run more quietly. Ultimately, this one I found too loud. And that's a big thing with these air purifiers. It's amazing how quiet some of them can get. And frankly, these other two, how quiet they can get. And you know, it's hard to give a sense in the video, the difference, but you gotta trust me, this one's just a little loud. Okay, now we're just gonna jump to the Blue Air, because it's really a sort of direct competitor of the Levoit. This is the one we have chosen to go with instead of the Levoit because of noise primarily. It's got much less going on in the interface up here, so it's touch censored, so I just actually turned it on by that. Right now it's on its lowest setting, and you just feel the faintest air. It's coming in through here, which we'll explore later, and it is so quiet. I almost can't hear it. My face is like next to it. And the touch controls are super simple. If all 3 lights came on, that means you're in the auto setting. That's the lowest mode, super quiet. You tap it one more time, middle mode, tap the center. You kind of got to tap a little harder. And now you're in high power, really hearing that. This little dot can be red, orange, or blue. Red's bad air quality, blue's good, orange is the middle. Which is a nice thing also that the Levoit doesn't have. Let's put it back, not on auto, so that's auto. This is low, super low. What's kind of interesting about this one, you just unscrew the top, and it's like just a fan, and then this, which is the same as essentially all of these, but this one is so kind of minimal. The inside is just this column. You have this mesh, or not mesh, fabric thing that you kind of cinch, and then you can pull it down, and there's the pleated filter. The fabric just does a nice like first level of filtration, like hairballs or dust or whatever gets sucked and hits this, and you can wash that, which is nice. I'm not sure how scientifically that is as an improvement over the Levoit, but it feels nice that there's one part I don't have to spend money to keep replacing, and I can just kind of wash. And you can get it in different colors too. And then the top just really easily sort of slips back on, and there you go. Okay, let's get to this one now. This one is the wire cutter pick, and I can totally see why. It is powerful, it is quiet, and it's powerful and it's quiet. Like I said, this one's a lot bigger, almost meant for double the square footage. Might be better in kind of like a kitchen, family room sort of thing. I mean, here's honestly the biggest con to me. It kind of looks nice and streamlined from this front angle. You flip it, it's a little chunky. There's nowhere that elegant that it kind of fits. So, pretty simple. I'd say even a little bit more user-friendly. But again, this one I feel like is not going to win any fancy design awards, personally. So, power button. This button changes your speed setting. You have 1, 2, 3, which again, it's on 1 right now. I'm not sure, we'll listen back to the video how audible it is, but it's quite low. You have to often, I can usually only tell if it's on from the button, not from like hearing it. Unless you move on up. 2 gets pretty loud. 3 gets, that's serious. That's not pleasant in your house. That's like oven fan, but also I'm going to assume it's really, I mean, it is blowing air out. And so then you have these 2 modes on the side, auto and eco. Eco will stay on the lowest level. Auto is similar, except it keeps it on 1 as the lowest. It won't like shut off. This button is for ionization of the air, which I've never done. if it's important to you, that's a great feature here. Doesn't matter to me. You've got a timer, which is nice. And then also they sell different filters. So you can have it set to HEPA or an odor filter. This blue light can be blue, purple, or red, depending on the air quality. So if this kicks up to red and you're on auto or eco, the fan will start like shooting, which does happen. So let's throw it back on to eco, which is where it lives most of the time for me. One thing we didn't get into is price. So this one is around $230 as of right now. This one is $140. Although I've seen the price fluctuate on this one a little bit. This one is around $100. I was a little surprised with the prices there because this one just feels a lot. It's heavier. It feels like beefier materials. This one is so light. But also like maybe to fit all the tech in a lighter thing is more expensive. I don't know. This one also has an auto feature. These two both have an auto feature, which means they must have some sort of sensor in them that they then adjust the fan speed. This one doesn't. So maybe that explains some of the price difference as well. This brand sells, they all sell multiple models. You can get them sized up and down for bigger rooms. This one is the sort of most expensive in terms of square footage. So you can get one that fits this whole size, and there's a bigger cylinder one, and then there's kind of like a cube. They're all more expensive. So in terms of just the pure value of like air filtered per dollar, this is a better deal than this. But also, like I said, this one I don't always love the look of, whereas this can kind of like sit next to a table and sort of look like it belongs. This one just always looks like it's like doesn't belong. It's like it's a sad way to put it, but it's I guess how it feels. Sorry. So that's it. I would just say, consider these. I don't want to, endorse anyone becoming like really anxious about air quality if they don't need to be. Because it's like there's enough to worry about in the world. That said, if you, like me, live in an apartment and you like to cook, that's actually been a huge spot I wasn't expecting or wasn't thinking of there being value. It was all kind of like kitty litter adjacent odors that motivated me. But when I cook, I have this one on auto. And when I start frying things, you see the light turn red and it's then just clicks in like, oh yeah, the whole apartment smells like kind of like burning oil right now. And like you take it for granted and whatever, that's just like cooking. But it's also not great to be indoors with that kind of stuff. And like if you live in an old house, especially with like a cheap oven fan that doesn't actually filter and it's winter and you have the windows closed, like a lot of cooking fumes actually aren't amazing to smell and aren't amazing for you. So like that alone could be a nice thing, just like a little kitchen helper if you cook. But again, I'd say don't overthink it too much. If your apartment like smells fine, you're happy with it, might not be the best use of money. But if you're interested, I suggest exploring it. You might find it really kind of upgrades your experience of just hanging out in your apartment a little bit. I think all three of these do a great job, as do many others. I'll put links to these below. And yeah, enjoy browsing. Please let me know in the comments if you liked me doing something that's not about bottles. I don't intend to do a ton of other things, but sometimes I feel moved to. And if people like it, then I'll keep doing them. If not, I'll probably not. And that's fine. So yeah, just let me know, and let me know if you find any of these and what your experience is with air purifiers. But yeah, other than that, just, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. All right. Thanks. Bye.